Hi, good afternoon to all of you, and exciting to be here. Thanks for inviting me to talk about the trends which is going to be next about 2 years, 5 years kind of. Not too much of long-term plans around it. And this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to flip some slides, but just to see the contents around what I'm going to talk about. So we are in very interesting time. I can't say in a way that we are into the storm, I can say, where geopolitical situation has changed. The pressure is coming on the economy. We all know that some part of the world is recession is going on. We started hitting a little bit in India in last about a month or so. That's what my business experience is. And when recession goes in, at the same time the interest rates also go high, and you might be reading all about the inflations and all that, so which is at the peak, kind of. So we as a data analytics professional, what we need to make sure that how to manage the supply chain disruption or disparate the data centers around it. Interestingly, Gartner predicted in 2025, the 50% of the enterprise, the data will be creating as well as process it outside the data center, right, or the cloud. So that kind of situation we are going to be in next about couple of years. And these are the top 10 BI trends, data and data trends we talked about. I'm going to talk about few which interest to me, and I'm sure that interests to you as well. Now, I want to say again the Ukraine one, because it's all over the medias and all, but yeah, that's the prime point, or previously it was a COVID, so the whole supply chain got disrupted. If you have, if you purchased a car, or something about the constructions or real estates and all that, I'm sure you have seen how the the impact we've been getting. Things are delayed, things are not in place, and this is where we called as a real time, right? The real time data processing, real time analysis is a norm of the day. And when I say about the real time, I know I'm from the business side of it, so we talk about real time. Even the customers are pretty comfortable if we talk about the real or near real data time. So they are good with about 5-second delay or 10-20 second. There are customers who talked about they don't allow even a millisecond delay. So the real time analysis and the disruptions are going to be. Now with that, another interesting analysis, and I think this is predicted by IDC, that in next about 2-3 years period of time, the industry in the market is going to merge. So it's no more just a human intelligence and then the AI MLs and all. So they are going to combine, and what it says is about near to 100% or most of the enterprise. And we've been seeing and thinking about the AI ML since morning. So that will create the the interface between the human intelligence and then the AI MLs, what you call about, or data science, and the managed data management, master data management and all. So that has this, both are going to combine, and then by doing that, the productivity will increase about 25%. That's what they predicted. Okay. I think this is a different presentation than what I discussed, what is mentioned, but let me go here. It was sent by marketing team, the different one. It was not updated, but let me talk about this. Those one which is interest to me and is going to be interest to you. So the fourth one, if you look at the human-machine arm race, right? So here we talk about the natural language, right? We as an organization also included a product which we took a natural language. So the time when you have a dashboard and create the analytics and do the analysis out of it from the data point of view. But in natural language, you just put some words and you get the whole analysis out of it. So let's say if I want to know that before 1 hour, what is my supply, right, to the plants where the manufacturing is going on, and I don't require to type or something. I just have to say in words, and then you have the whole charts, and the dashboard is in front of you. So we are moving towards that. The beauty of this natural language is you ask for some analysis or data. You say that what is my sales for, let's say, last month, or what's going to be my sales in a 2 months from now or next quarter or so. So it won't only give the data you asked for, but it also provided the information which you have not asked for. So that's the beauty of the natural language. I can see that being interacting with many customers, India and globally, I found that this is going to be a norm, right? In next 2-3 years, you can say that the people will not type, but they just express it and they get the data around it. Other one which I picked up is the sixth one, which is market consolidations, the new opportunities. Now, because now I have to talk about my organization, which is Qlik, just give some name. So we get into the data, and what I realize is it's a data preparation, right? The world of data preparation. Now, that won't go alone now, right? It also requires to be integrated and built together with the data science part of it, or the master data management, some of the AI/ML components, IoTs, and all that. So that's the consolidation I'm looking for. We as an organization, I'm sure many of the product vendor organization or the consulting and services, this is going hands on hand. And so no way you can bifurcate only the data prep. It's going to be a combination with all those variables comes into picture. And the other one I picked up is the cloud one. Okay, now very interestingly, and this is a real field example, you have seen that in last 2-3 years the data and the organization has moved to the cloud immensely, right, because of pandemics and etc. And then when they move the data to the cloud, at that point in time, they're processing with that, like say, data warehouse or data lake and all. Interestingly, I started finding that the customer are facing the bit of similar challenges what they faced during the on-prem installations, right? And the reason is that, let's say, a customer having a data warehouse in AWS or in Azure or GCPs and all, and that point in time, the data transformation or loading part of it or data qualities and all, they start facing challenges there, because even in that cloud, it is not like completely embedded. Those functionalities along with the data warehouse and the data lakes and all. And this is where the challenge comes in terms of the skills, right? And the skill resources also required to be done. And the option or what I can see, the train and what I read around it, that organizations are going to acquire some of the startups to build the talent, to make sure that the integrations and the effectiveness of cloud data warehouse on data side of it will be going hands on hand. I think that's it for me. Just a parting note, I can say that next 2-3 years, my analysis that it is going to be a massive changes. What we have seen in last 2-3 years, again, when we got into the the Teams and Zooms and other side of the app side of it. But now in enterprise, this is going to be take off for sure. And we as a industry people or an organizations specific to the products and the system integrators and SIs and all, we need to be up and running to take the challenges. Sales is going to be a little bit harder, I can say that, because you really need to prove that where the money is, especially the time which we are in. So I can take as a challenge, and I think you should also. Thank you very much. Cheers.